Welcome to the City of Greenfield, Massachusetts monthly meeting, regular meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. We are at City Hall, 14 Sport Square, Greenfield, Mass. And today's date is December 11th, 2025. I'm going to read a statement before I officially call the meeting to order. This meeting is being recorded by the Zoning Board of Appeals. If any other persons present are doing the same, you must notify the chairperson at this time. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20G, quote, no person shall address a meeting of a public body without permission of the chair, and all persons shall, at the request of the chair, be silent. No person shall disrupt the proceedings of a meeting of a public body. If after clear warning from the chair, a person continues to disrupt the proceedings, the chair may order the person to withdraw from the meeting, and if the person does not withdraw, the chair may authorize a constable or other officer to remove the person from the meeting. Public comment. Public comment may be allowed at the discretion of the chair. If you want to be considered for making a comment, please alert the chair by raising your hand. Comments may be given by email, comment during the meeting, online, I guess electronically. It says here by phone, but electronically online. So roll call of the members present.
Charles Roberts, Peter Wozniak, James Nguyen,
Eric Green,
Debbie Jones.
David Singer. So before we get to the first public hearing, I would just like to say something. Sadly, our city and we lost a former chair and member of the ZBA and a former member of the city council. His name was Tom McClellan. I just wanted to mention him so that his name will be in the record so that you can let his family know that we remembered him. I served on the city council with Tom for many years. I also served on the ZBA, my first stint with him. He later became chair. He contributed a lot to our community. He was a thoughtful man, a strong man. He and I did not always agree on things, which actually made it more fun, I think, for both of us. But like what happens in a small town or a small city, everybody on these boards are our neighbor, and that's what really counts. And so he and I felt like we were friends. And I was very sad to see that he died. But for his family's sake, I want him to be remembered in the minutes and know that we will all remember his service to the ZBA. Thank you. Okay, first public hearing.
Okay, so application of Evan Juice for property located at 260 Silver Street, Assessors Map 111, Lot 12, which is located in the Urban Residential RA zoning district for special permit pursuant to sections 200-5.3E2 and 200-8.3 of the zoning ordinance in order to allow a 20% reduction of the required setback of this location.
Meeting on the panel are
Peter Wozniak, Jim Nguyen,
Eric Green,
Debbie Jones.
David Singer. Okay, is the applicant here or is the applicant here online? You're the applicant?
No, I'm a friend of his.
Are you representing the applicant?
Yes, I am.
Would you please step forward? Sit down, please, and tell us your name and your address and your association with the applicant.
My name is Eric Fahey, 214 Wisdom Way in Greenfield. I am a neighbor and a friend of his.
And so he has asked you to come and represent his
Correct.
interests. And the
Yes.
applicant's name is
Kevin, Kevin, Evans, K. Juiced, it's pronounced.
okay.
So you did pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So what do you have to tell us? You need anything to look at to do that?
No, so Evans is wanting to separate the lot. It was an oversized lot. He has a 3-family there now. And his intent is to put a 2-family or a 3-family on the second lot once the first lot is approved.
Okay, that's okay. So what I need to know though is the zoning relief that he's looking for.
He's looking, you mean for the reduction?
Yeah.
Yes.
So can you be specific of what? on
Sure,
this plan,
absolutely.
So it's what exactly we know what. You're not confused.
Okay, sure. So he is asking for a reduction in the lot size because of the remaining lot's size would be difficult with the setback to put a structure on it. So we're requesting the 20% reduction, which makes it an 8-foot side yard for all of the existing building to the adjacent lot. It's also reducing the back lot to 24 feet, 30 feet, just so that there's like a parking area or like a space in the back area of it. The way the building is located now, most of the activity is to the east side of the existing building. And on the west side of the building that faces Birch Street, there's actually a slope in the topography. So there's not much use for that space on that side of the building.
So in essence, there's four reductions.
4 reductions.
The 10 to 8 feet on the side, the westerly side,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rear yard reductions.
Correct.
Each of them 20%. The
Correct.
reason is because we have another plan that shows that their intention is to try to get as much space out of this lot as possible.
Correct.
So by dividing it, they want to make sure ahead of time that they'll get 4 feet out of the sideline. They'll get 2 feet out of this sideline and then 2 feet out of this sideline, right?
Correct. If
If they come in, but right now, in order to protect themselves, they're looking to make sure that they can get the most room they can out of this lot.
Correct. Yeah, we were in the plan of designing something for that lot, but the space was really tight. And I thought that it would make it more complicated to try to submit both at the same time. So this works, then we know what we have to work with, and we'll start trying to figure out a structure that'll fit on that spot.
And the applicant understands that whatever decision we make here, the application is really on lot 1.
Correct.
And has nothing to do with lot 2.
Correct.
Even though we see what some of
The
the,
proposed.
okay.
Correct.
All right. Any questions from any?
Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah.
Any questions from any members of the board?
Not to be repetitive, it's 8 feet here, all the way around. Here is what you're asking for, the reduction in dimensions,
Correct.
right?
No. You're on the wrong, the plan you want to look at, Peter, is the other plan. That's why I wanted to make sure that it's the plan entitled,
Yeah, they're talking about specifically lot 1. but they're-
shows the house that exists on lot 1. So it's called Plan of Land in Greenfield surveyed for Evans and Rose LLC. It's not the site plan. So you want to ask questions?
So this here is being, the setback is being changed to be something.
Correct.
I just want to be clear.
Correct.
Okay. This is in place, but
Yeah.
you're just looking to change these setbacks, be able to develop that path in the street.
If I could elaborate a little bit, it's not specifically for that purpose. It's that space, it's kind of a tight setback from Birch Street, from the front yard setback. And the size of the unit would be really restricted. So because we have the option of a 20% reduction, we figured we would exercise it. So it's not, yes, in essence, it is the intent to build something on that, but because of the topography on that side of the building, it's really not going to make a difference anyway.
Topography over here.
The topography just adjacent to the existing structure, it slopes down in that area right there.
It was so skinny, it'd be very difficult to build anything here anyway.
Yeah, well, yes, there's just about enough room for, his intent is to build sort of affordable, a multi-unit affordable, and we're planning on modular building. And so modulars are restricted in the length of the size that they use and in the width of them. So it just seemed like the smartest thing would be to let's see if we can get this lot reduced. And then we can kind of cross that bridge when we get there, once we know what we have to work with.
But this proposed lot here also shows reduced setbacks.
Correct.
It's not before us.
Right, exactly.
Correct.
What I'm getting to, right. But
Absolutely.
what I'm getting to is that down the road, if you come back to us with something, the plan for lot 2, you're going to be asking for the 20% reduction for lot 2.
Probably.
As well.
But it still really depends on the ultimate design. And so we're crunching the numbers too to determine whether, if we just leave it to a two-family, we'll have plenty of space to move everything down on the lot, away from Silver Street
To here,
to that area, correct?
and you'll get parking for,
Parking would be up in this area, up in here, and there'll be still plenty of, yeah, there'll be still plenty of area to use for whatever tenants are there.
Well, you haven't made up your mind whether you're gonna put a two-family or three-family there.
Correct.
It's up in the air.
Correct. And we'll be bringing that back just depending on what the final design is.
you have a lot area for a three-family?
Say again?
You have a lot area for a three-family?
We do.
Well, two families allowed, so.
You still need a certain square footage
We have it because it was,
unit.
Okay.
it's 12,
Better than I.
it's 12,000 square feet.
That's the size of your lot, right? 11,523.
That, when I spoke with the surveyor, that number is actually incorrect.
Well,
But the original lot was 25,000 square feet. And with the existing lot is 25,000 square feet. So with the separation, it actually makes it by 79 square feet in the correct,
so you'll come back with a corrected survey.
correct.
If this appeal gets approved and they give these setbacks, can they come back and want to change it in the future once we grant it? For some reason, this doesn't work.
I believe so.
Okay, so even though we grant it now, they could come back and say, gee, forget that. We want to go back to what it was before.
I mean, go ahead.
So it's really a three-step project for the applicant. The first step is going before you with special permit for a 20% reduction of all setback requirements, not area or anything else frontage, just setbacks on lot one. If you, as a board, approve that, step two is for the applicant to go before the planning board for A&R plan endorsement. Planning board would endorse the plan because you gave permission for reduced setbacks. And then phase three would be to come back with the approved A&R plan before you for a further reduction for lot two.
Very well.
Correct.
That's right.
And then we'll have at that time, we'll have a building location on it. So that you'll see exactly where the structure would be on that lot.
No, I understand. Jim, anything? You good? Your, Eric?
Just one quick question again. Somebody pointed out that there's an error in the area listed on the actual survey plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's
23,908.
it's bigger,
It's bigger than 523?
correct.
Usually we don't see errors by stamped plans by a professional land surveyor, so condition of approval would have to be a revised plan.
Agreed.
Remind us when we do this. And you feel comfortable that lot one is an accurate square footage?
Yes, yes.
Because that's the lot before us.
Both will be double checked, but I'm pretty confident of that. What ended up happening was we went back and forth and there was some confusion in some of the setbacks. So the plans were actually done in time. And then at the final plan that Ed had submitted to me, Eric and I were reviewing it, concluded that there is less square footage than should be. So somehow there was some confusion on his end and we didn't have time to redo them and get them to you.
Okay.
So I
But
apologize.
the
for that.
representation is that when it's redone, lot two will actually have more square footage stated than less.
Correct.
Okay.
And Jen, just to clarify, it would be suitable for a two-family and
Yeah, that's
not a three-family, but we believe we have enough square footage.
Okay, I just want some clarification because earlier you said that there was enough square footage on lot two for a three-family that it made it by 79 square feet.
Correct.
Now you're saying you have enough square footage for two families?
Well, two-family would be, we have enough room for two-family.
Family.
Correct.
Okay, because I was, one of the things I was writing down is because we'll refer to this later, the revised plan showing the correct square footage of both lots to support a three-family on lot two.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
Or how do you want me to word that, Sanjay?
Yeah, I would strike the word three-family or anything
Okay.
about what's gonna.
No, I mean,
Yes, that's,
I want to be careful. The applicant is not before us on lot two.
Lot one
Okay.
only.
I
I
just
mean,
want to make
it
sure.
helps us understand what their intentions are, but we don't have it.
Right. But I would just want to be clear in the wording here, however we decide to word it, that we don't have a corrected site plan that says it's 10,000 square feet.
I guess what Eric is saying is
Yeah, I-
that lot two on a corrected plan will show the actual square footage of lot two instead of the area that's shown on our copies, because it's been stated that that's not correct.
But what I'm saying also, Mr. Chairman, is that for this approval, for lot one, the board should have a condition of approval that's so the file is corrected. This plan submitted is corrected so that.
Exactly.
File has
So
it.
that, and then this number would be.
That number would be the true number of the land surveyor. And it would go in the
So why
file.
don't we give this-
Record related to lot one.
Let's give this plan a name, submitted. Okay, we'll call this the submitted plan.
So lot one's actually gonna get a little bit smaller once you get these areas correct, right? The
Yeah,
lot under question is gonna be smaller. Is this a single family or a
it's
two
a
family?
three family.
The existing house is a three
Correct.
family?
Yeah.
And so you need, what's the square footage, the dimensional requirements you need for a three family? It's,
It's 75 feet of road frontage and 12,000 square feet of land area.
Right, so I mean, and that's part of what I was trying to address is, what if we say X and then the plan comes in and it shows that lot one doesn't qualify for the building that's on it.
Right.
10,000 square. Not the 12, I just was just trying to.
No, I want you to hold that thought. And just hold that thought because Eric said something. So again, I didn't get the impression that lot one's area was going to change if lot two's area is going to change. Is that what you just said? That if lot one's area goes up, lot two's area goes up on the revised accurate plan, this square footage is going to go down?
No, because the total square footage was 25,000 square feet. I don't know if we have an ability to see that original plan or the existing, and I really do apologize for this confusion. I would have, yeah.
Here's the representation I need, first and foremost. Is this lot one an accurate
Yes.
representation of the square footage?
Yes.
So Debbie, go ahead, Eric. Are you done, Deb?
Yes, I just want to make sure we've got the
I'm
right.
going to address it in a second. Go ahead, Eric.
All right, just to clear up my confusion here, is the area that's given for lot one with the reduction in side yard and backyard, or is that going to become smaller if we approve? The lot is smaller.
The square footage on this plan for lot number one is correct. And I had reviewed that, and then we added it up when Eric and I had met and concluded that there was, I don't remember exact number, but it was almost 1,000 square feet off for the second lot. And so, and I really do apologize because I would have had Ed clarify that and brought another document, an updated document, which I can do in very short order if that would be helpful. I know there's a second process, so I could ask him to,
Yeah, I
Give
don't
me a-
think, Eric is advising us that it's not necessary for this decision,
correct.
but it's necessary for our file that it come within the next 30 days so that the file's accurate.
Great.
But I'm so sorry, David.
No, keep going until you understand.
But I'm
it.
not sure if we've answered Eric's question, which is the 12,385 square feet before or after the setback?
It is,
One thing doesn't have to do with the other.
it's after the setback. It's the adjusted square footage for that lot,
After the reduced,
after the reduced size,
You mean the
correct?
reduced size on this side? No,
No, it's
you're
a-
not reducing, if you're reducing the lot from this point to this point to this point is 12,385 square feet.
Correct.
Okay. As a result of drawing these lines on the ground,
Mhm.
suddenly you find yourself with 8 feet of side yard on 3 locations
Mhm.
and 24 feet of rear yard on the rear location, which happens to be a 20% reduction. And you're not going to draw this line for sure unless we allow you to do it as a zoning special permit, correct?
Correct.
So if we allow your special permit request, a lot, Eric, will look like you're seeing it with the 8 feet, 8 feet, 8 feet, and 24 feet.
And the square footage is correct for lot number one.
But when they come in, now, I think you, by telling everybody that you're gonna do a 3-family or a family or whatever, right now, it doesn't, you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna put on here based on what you really have here for square footage
Correct.
and how everybody in the departments respond to whatever it is you're proposing.
Mhm.
And then it sounds like, so that's for another day. I think if I understand what you're doing, you're being smart about the zoning and you're taking the sequence that Eric defined, which is we know that we want to build on this lot. And we know that in order to divide this, we might as well take advantage of the 20% reduction now. So we make this lot as big as possible. What we do on this lot remains to be determined.
Correct.
And we may have we may have requests of you zoning board when we come in with this lot, if we ever do, that you again give us 20% reduction. But we are not sure, but we showed you a demonstration of what it might look like so that we understand why you're doing the 8 feet on this side.
Correct.
Okay, so the lot two is a demonstration of why they're doing it, because they're being smart about using the bylaw. But what they're asking for is we can't make this lot a real lot, just a real lot. Forget what they build on it without an 8-foot reduction. If we don't give them the 8 feet, then they'll go out and they'll do 10 feet, and then this lot will be smaller. Then they'll have to deal with it then. But they didn't want to do it in that order. They wanted the permission so that they could logically plan what to do on lot two, which may or may never happen. That's up to them. So the question is, are we, we're not going to deliberate, but if you have any further questions, are we okay with them making the reduction as a kind of a hedge on the future for themselves? Because they're dividing the land, which is a real event. And once that land's divided. Now, to answer your question, Peter, since they own both parcels, they never have to record this plan. And then they could, they could reunite these lots, and that lot would be a lot again. Or the neighbor could come along and buy this portion of the lot, and they'll ask, there's no, until they start building on this lot, I don't think there's a crisis on this being permanently set back the way that we're going to allow.
Is this 75 feet from Silver Street to the front of it?
75 feet from,
Well, that's just a 3-family building, right?
correct.
Is this from Silver to the front of the house? Is that 75 feet?
No, the frontage would be on Birch Street.
No, he's asking what's the front, are you looking for the frontage? Yeah, it's 85
It's
feet.
85 feet.
So he can,
Sorry.
I think this is a conforming lot in every respect for the setbacks, because they're pinching the land along the boundary of the building.
That is correct.
What about this little dog leg here? Is that kind of in the back there, Eric? Is this a rear yard or a side yard setback? Or right here, this little dog leg?
Yeah, so just to summarize it, the existing lot before anything is done is a corner lot, 2 front yard setbacks, 2 side yard setbacks. This proposed line now makes the existing lot no longer a corner lot. The new proposed lot 2 would be a corner lot
Right.
with 2 front yard setbacks.
He wants
25
to
feet.
know if the second, if
This
the,
little dog leg right here?
at a
Is that
rear
a
or
rear or a side yard? This little guy right here.
Side yard.
It's a side yard.
If this becomes the new.
I understand why you.
Yeah, square feet. This becomes a non-conforming 3-story.
not if we grant the relief that they're asking for.
Okay, but we're giving them a setback. We're reducing, by doing this, we're reducing the amount of square feet.
Right, but it's still more than is necessary for a 3-family.
What's this?
12,000 for three family and it'll have over 12,000.
Oh, 12.
As far as I know, there are no other zoning problems with lot 1 being created except for the setbacks.
Correct.
That's fair, that's right.
Mhm.
Any other questions? All right, now, do you have anything else? I think you feel comfortable that you've given us everything that you want.
I believe-
I'll come back to you at the end.
Sure.
So it might be questions from people. in the-
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
And I will, if necessary, I can get you a corrected plan as soon as possible.
You're going to have to.
Yeah.
If you want to go before the planning board, you're going to have to do that.
Okay, so I should get that. I'll order
Well,
that
let's wait
tomorrow.
and see what happens. We
Okay.
haven't decided yet,
Right.
but if we
Okay.
decide yes, that will be a condition.
Great.
So now I'm going to go out to the audience. We have, I know you here, so about this, if anybody else here about this application? Take your name, please. Yeah, stand up and state your name and your address.
Sure. Eddie Kells at 115 Birch Street.
And you're on the plan.
Yes, I'm on the
Okay.
paper. I guess this is what a little confusing. I'm not sure. I've got basically 4 basic concerns that I have about this. I'm also hearing that this is only about this lot 1. about lot two.
No, but it affects lot two. So you can speak to
I
it.
can say kind of what my thoughts, my kind of.
Absolutely.
So I wanted and kind of go from there too.
Yep.
But first of all, I'm concerned, the number one issue I'm concerned about, I'll put this in writing too if you want to, but concerned about the potential safety issues that are at bay here. If you go 20% closer together than they're supposed to be, these two units, I'm concerned about increased danger of fire between them and then to me, because I'm that much closer. By giving us 20% closer to two huge, large buildings, multi-family housing, is that's I'm concerned about. I thought that's, I don't mean mean, I thought that's why people had the setback, so to keep it for fire safety.
Yep.
The other point I wanted to put, I don't know if you know, is that but my house was built in 1948. At the time, the line for the house, the borderline thing is less than 6 feet from the neighboring. It was less than 6 feet from here to my house is less than 6 feet to the line. It's supposed to be 10 feet, but it's less than 5 feet. And so my concern is if they end up having a setback of further 2 more feet, I'm already 4 feet closer than I should be anyways. And 2 more feet would be 6 feet. I'd actually be only 14 feet away from the structure when it really should be 20 feet. So that's fine. Just thinking ahead of time, my concern. And then my other concern is this area right here, this whole area, it's all under snow now too, but looked at, this is a very much a wet area. Every spring, it's a pond. And then every heavy rainfall in the winter, in the summertime, it's all filled up too. And it fills up my wall, my cellar is right there too. And I have a lot of foundation right there. It's constantly water fills up the cellar down there. So I've got a couple years ago put a sump pump in, and it goes constantly in the springtime from anywhere from March until April into kind of May. I don't know we must have some bottles of water there because it must just somewhere. Because I guess what there is what my understanding, I don't know if you know too, but I've been told that a tributary of the Cherry Run Brook goes underneath there. And that's why it fills up both those times in spring. So it's constantly kind of filled up. And right now it's my sump pump is constantly in the fall, in the spring and after rains anyways. I can't just think, I'm just having a hard time imagining taking up a lot of that space, the land that would absorb it. It'll make it even more pressure on mine. So that's my concern about the runoff. So the question would be I'd like to know, how they would, no matter how big the structure would be, I'd still like to kind of know what the grading plan would be and what how we could mitigate the problem before ahead of time. And is there any zoning issue to take into account of the amount of land needed on a property to absorb rainwater? I don't know if that's a zoning issue or not too. So I wanted to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
So I couldn't.
you're not supposed to drain stormwater onto adjacent properties. So all stormwater should be handled on your property without draining onto an adjacent.
I wouldn't drain on my property, but because it's next, because I'm only 5 feet away, all the water's there, and my cellar's there, it just comes right in and flows in. So I'm concerned about
Hold on a
that.
second. No.
Thank you.
So just then my other thing is privacy. And just, it's my own personal thing, but I'm just concerned about 20% variance that would have my houses when my house was built, obviously in 1948. Before those houses were built, it was all farmland. So when they put that house in there, it was the first one on the street, I guess, the two across and the one across from me in 1948. It was set up, the 2 bedrooms are facing that field too. And so I'm concerned that would be that much closer. In the end, it'd be like 14 feet from my windows from the bedroom. So I'm just saying, if this variance was granted, which obviously I oppose, but I'd ask that no lighting would face my property, that the windows would not be built facing my house, and that the owner would erect a fence or plant bushes 6 feet tall along the property line if we had to go through this. So I understand the owner's willing to, desire to maximize the use of their land. It's just that I'm concerned about the resulting fire safety, water mitigation, and privacy issues that I'm going to particularly face at 115 Birch Street. So I'd be happy to work with the landowner about what we can do to address some of these mitigation things, but these points really stood up to me like, ugh, kind of warning lights going off, and I'm kind of concerned about.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. You want to say something to David,
If I could.
please?
So as far as, there's a 40% coverage of your property so the building could not be any bigger. There needs to be a remaining 40% of open area, if I'm not mistaken. Is that
Correct.
right? So, and I do very much appreciate you being here. We did not know about the wetland issue. So clearly that has to be addressed both for whatever building that gets put on the property and certainly for yours. So, and one of the reasons why we requested the 24 reduction was just to be able to move the building further away from that area and to create more space. So I totally am with you in regard to the proximity to both buildings. And my concern also is with the 8-foot side yard setback that our intent is not to have those two buildings only 16 feet apart. So that's why we tried to make this lot number one, as small as possible. So it gave our options, but all your concerns are heard and we'll definitely address them as we move forward.
I think if I'm right, that the way it is now, though, would be like it would be if it was all granted. And the best case scenario, when it's granted, it'd be 14 feet. My line would be 14 feet from my foundation to the other foundation. That's my kind of, you're saying it might
So
be.
David, I just want to show you
Yeah.
something so this being a corner lot, there are no rear setbacks. So this would either be 10 or 8. So that we're talking about 2 feet, that would be, we're talking about 2 feet here, just so you know, it's not 30 feet or 20 feet. It's
Right.
It's 10. So it's either 8 feet or 10 feet, and you're right, it's right on
We
top
have
of you.
no
either way.
intention of building.
But just so you know, just so you
So that's
understand
my
that.
concern. Is
Okay.
I can't do anything with the house being
Okay.
5 feet closer than it
I
should
understand.
then.
All right.
So it just makes
Right.
it. boom.
Okay.
And just for the record, we have no intention of building this close to this line. The intention is to leave this as an actual drive area. So the building will be as far over as from this line as possible, even though it would be very convenient to just use this big area here.
Right.
It's not anything that we're really considering at this point. We would actually put a 2-family before we would crush these two, because then this area would just be a parking area or a grass area in the back. So
So I guess I didn't hear too. So you're thinking of putting something on Birch Street as opposed to Silver
Yeah,
Street, or we're
but-
not going up there yet? I mean,
Instead of having this more detailed conversation,
Yes.
which is important for you two to have,
Correct.
but it's not relevant to us
mhm.
necessarily. Your comments are relevant and your general response is relevant, but how you work this out is not
That's what
relevant
we
to
were-
us right
and
now.
our
So you
intention
could
is to
have
do
that
that.
conversation after this meeting. That would be great.
my concern still is it's still the community thing. If we go closer to there, everything's closer. And I just, I'm a rule guy. There's probably a reason why it's 10 feet, not 8 feet. And so I want to make sure that
Well,
they're as good as they can.
there are building code required fire separation distances between a wall, exterior wall of a building and the property line. It governs the fire rating of the wall and the percentage of glazing you can have on that wall based on the distance of the building to the property line. So that's something that the building inspector would actually weigh in on.
Is there a dimension that you came up with?
I'm looking for it right now. I don't have it off the top of my head. I mean, it would take me a minute to find it.
All
Oh,
right.
that's okay.
So I just want to say that's my concern. I don't know how this works, but my concern is I'm concerned that if let this go, then it all goes. And so I'm just concerned want to make my point about this before we go any further.
Yes, that is relevant. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody online that would like to speak to this application?
Correspondence, Steve?
Yeah, there's correspondence. Okay, all right, so you have all the correspondence, Jeff?
Yeah, do you just have their comments from the,
Yeah. And then, well, we have the fire department and
right, I'm sorry, you have no, you have no.
we have no correspondence from. And yes, you can, if you email that to us, email your thoughts to Eric, that'd be great.
And I did
So actually, it could be-
mess with fire department just to ask and didn't hear back. Did they?
They did, they
Yeah,
did, they commented.
Well, you'll hear those shortly.
And it's public records, I'm happy to share that.
From the engineering superintendent in regards to the application to 260 Silver Street, they have no comment or issues with the proposed project. The Board of Health also has no comment or issues with the proposed project. A memo from Eric Poor to the Zoning Board of Appeals dated November 25th, 2025. In reference to 260 Silver Street, Assessors Map 111, Lot 12. The above reference parcel is located within the urban residential RA zoning district. Properties to the north, south, east, and west are also zoned RA. In regards to special permit requests, the applicant is proposing to divide parcel 111-12 into 2 building lots for residential development. The applicant is seeking a 20% reduction of the setback requirements for the creation of the slot. There is an existing 3-family home at 260 Silver Street. The applicant indicated that the intent of the second lot is to build either a 2-family or 3-family homes. On the submitted site plan, shows a potential building envelope showing a 20% reduction of the setback requirements. The applicant is not seeking a reduction of the setback requirements for lot 2 at this time. If the board is inclined to approve the 20% reduction of the setback requirement for lot 1, the applicant would then need to obtain an approval not required A&R plan endorsement from the planning board prior to pulling a building permit for the construction of the home. From Alex Cooley, from the Greenfield Fire Department, in an email dated December 9th, 2025. Eric, the fire department has the following comments regarding the special permit application for 260 Silver Street. 1, we need assurance that the reduction in setbacks will not impede fire department access to emergency escape and rescue openings in either of the existing or proposed structures. 2, we must confirm that the setbacks do not exceed the required fire separation distance for the exterior wall ratings of either the existing or proposed structures. Please let me know if you have any additional information. If you require any additional information, Alex Cooley. And then from Mark Snow, the building commissioner, in a memo dated December 9th, 2025 to the Zoning Board of Appeals. This memo outlines the inspection department's comments regarding the special permit application for 260 Silver Street. The applicant is seeking a 20% reduction of the required setbacks at this location. Below are the comments and potential conditions for the board's consideration. 1, the board may wish to impose a condition requiring a registered land surveyor to set the pins for the proposed structure placement to ensure compliance with the reduced minimum setback distances. Number 2, the board may wish to impose a condition regarding the registered land surveyor to prepare and submit an as-built site plan to the Department of Planning and Development and the Inspections Department. Number 3, applicants should be informed that the permits are required for the Inspections Department to construct or erect structures in accordance with 780 CMR Massachusetts State Building Code and Greenfield zoning ordinance. Number 4, the applicant must obtain a new street address for lot 2 during the building permit process. Street addresses are assigned by the Inspections Department and the DPW Engineering Division upon request. Number 5, if the board members grant a special permit, any conditions imposed by the board should be clear and enforceable. Mark Snow. And that's all the correspondence.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Nope.
Okay, so this, so what we do is we're going to hear another application.
Mhm.
And then after we hear both applications, we'll deliberate on the applications in the order that we heard them. So then we'll deliberate on this and we'll deliberate on the other one. So if you want to stick around, then you'll be able to hear what we have to say.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Say it again? We'll deliberate. We will vote to do something. I promise you. I don't mean to be mysterious, but the procedure is that either we vote to approve it, we vote to reject it, or we vote to continue it. We have those 3 options. So I don't know what the rest of the board's going to do, so I can't state what will happen, but there will be a vote. And if you want to stick around and listen to the deliberations, you're welcome to do that. Foreman here. Okay. Can you please read the next application?
Yep, application of Edward Snow Jr. for property located at.
No. It's the.
Oh, I should have read
Julia,
that.
yeah.
All right, application of Julia Shaw for property located at 158 Petty Plain Road, assessors map R 42, lot 22, which is located in the urban residential RA zoning district for special permit pursuant to sections 200-4.4, C17, 200-8.3, and 200-8.4 of the zoning ordinance in order to allow a dog training and boarding facility at this location.
Okay, so is anyone here online or here representing the Shaw in person meeting? Okay, hearing nothing, I would like to read into the record then. The board received an email from Julia Shaw on Tuesday, December 9th, to whom it may concern. I would like to withdraw my application without prejudice that I submitted for my business proposal for a dog board and training program. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, Julia Shaw. Now, I guess in the spirit of fairness, is there anybody here from the audience, any of the abutters that would like to comment on the withdrawal, and it just the procedural withdrawal, not the substance of the matter, but the procedural withdrawal?
If I could, Mr. Chair.
Please say your name.
Lockman, I represent Mr. Weitzman, Director Butter.
Yep.
We were going to vociferously object, but he's going to withdraw. That's good news for my client. And I understand that the board traditionally will allow somebody to withdraw without prejudice, so I don't think it's worth fighting that issue. But we would have put up a fight. That's all I can say.
Put up a fight if the special permit came back again.
Yes.
Okay. Duly noted. Also, I need a motion to allow the applicant to withdraw her application without prejudice.
I'll make a motion that the applicant Julie T. Shaw be allowed to withdraw her application without prejudice.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record show it was unanimous. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, now.
Alrighty, so now, application of Edward Snow Jr. for property located at 221 Leiden Road, assessors map R23, lots 38, 38B, and 38C, which is located in the rural residential RC zoning district for special permit pursuant to sections 200-6.1C, 200-8.3, and 200-8.4 of the zoning ordinance in order to allow the construction of a 60 by 80 dry storage space with a clear span cover at this location.
Okay, and sitting on the panel are
Peter Wozniak, Jim Nguyen,
Eric Green.
Debbie Jones.
David Singer, and the applicant at Snow, is he here? Would you like to come up and talk to her? How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
That's what it is. A storage unit.
Well, okay, so for the record,
Yes.
you're coming here for zoning relief.
Yes.
We do visually see from your submittals that you want to place a unit on your land in the rear somewhere there off of Leiden Road.
Right.
But can you articulate why you're here for zoning relief? Why aren't you just why didn't you just go and get a building permit? Why do you need to come before us?
Well, we did. We went to Mark.
Yeah.
First, and Mark sent me to Eric. So here we are.
Okay, can I help you?
Yep.
So it's my understanding that the reason that the applicant is here for a special permit is because the zone that the property is located, RB, is not currently allowed commercial use. However, the commercial use precedes the zoning change that forbade it. So there's currently a business use there called Snow's Landscaping. And under section 6.1C, which we became familiar with the last application, Snows is asking us to allow them to take their nonconformity and expand it because their business is growing or it's necessary for their business. Expand it to put this structure on their property, which is a commercial use structure. To help enlighten us, Eric sent us a prior ruling of the zoning board when Snow's Landscaping came to our board in 2000, this board in 2013, maybe Jim will remember it. It had been just before you were on the board. And asked to build 2 sheds to then also expand the non-conforming use. So let's say they had 9 sheds. They wanted to have a 10 and 11 shed, and they wanted to put those sheds on by asking for an expansion. And as it turns out, only 1 shed was built. The zoning board allowed the special permit, which you saw, and only 1 shed was built. So instead of looking at it as, is that special permit still in play? I think what we're trying to do for the applicant is say, this is another independent request to now take, let's say there were 10 and that was 11, to build the building 12. Even you let us already do 11 and 12. We never built 12. Can we please build 12 again, but can we put it in a different spot? And it's maybe little bit of a different size and a different shape, but it's the same principle. We had a smaller number of units when zoning changed. We're now asking for you to allow this nonconformity to be expanded. And there's a test of what we would have to do, but the test is that it couldn't be detrimental. It couldn't really change the character of the neighborhood. And again, I think we all became familiar with the section when we had the Stone Farm Lane by us. Yeah, it's on page 63 for those looking at the book. On page 63. So Eric, have I explained that? Is there anything else that should be explained?
You explained it very well.
Okay. And is there anything else that you think you want to add? And just so we know, it's in the back. The Snows is showing us lots of maps, and I think those are property maps that show that they own land, not one big surveyed parcel, it's many parcels. And so they're representing to us that where it's located is one of the several parcels that are located there. I guess what you could tell us though is why, obviously you needed to store equipment, but what has happened with your business that, number one, you didn't build the shed that was permitted, shed number 12, that we'll call it, in the first place, and why now are you coming back to ask us to do it? What's going on with you and your business that you need to happen?
I think in 2014, it was more of a money issue that we just want a second building.
But no, you didn't want to spend the money.
Exactly. So now here we are, that many years later, with that this much equipment still not in storage.
It's time.
We've needed to do it the entire time, but yes.
Is the structure pretty much the same size as the one you asked for before?
I think it's exactly the same thing.
And could you just show me where, like if you were to have built the other structure, where it would have been located as compared to this structure? Is it close proximity?
Yeah, well, Leiden Road is here.
Yeah.
This is quite a bit off Leiden Road here, but the other one's down here. So it's,
So you would have built the 2 over here?
yep,
And now you're closer to Leiden Road.
yep.
Okay, and this is a residence. So let's see if people are,
These are all my houses.
These are all your properties?
Residents are all our houses, yep.
so you're not going to complain?
No.
Any questions from the board?
This will be building number 12.
Yeah, if they started with 10 and they asked for 11 and 12, they only
Never built 12.
They built 11. They did not build 12. But the nonconformity was 10 instead. So now we're expanding their nonconformity. Okay, yes, go ahead.
So I drove through your property today. In correlation of where the existing building that's like this is, where is this one planning to go?
Further south. So you drove right down to the back building?
Yeah, I was rude. I drove all the way through and looked around.
Yep. So you went by it, but it would have
Yes.
been on your south side. So we own 50 acres there,
Mhm.
about 57 acres. And that's on the south side of that building and probably 150 yards west of it.
Closer to Leiden Road.
Yes.
Yeah, And, so the structures that are here, like, especially like this main building that's kind of like there just before you get down to that 60 by 80, when was that built? Okay.
Yes, this kind of shows. Tell me on there where the.
It's just easier for me to picture
Where's the-
based on what I saw today then.
Okay, where was the first one built in? This is where you want to build the second one. Where's the first one's down here somewhere? It's one of these buildings down here.
Yep, further down here, yeah.
Oh, it's closer to Leiden Road. The one you actually got permission for in 2013 is here.
Yep.
And this is the one you want to build now, which is further from Leiden Road.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Anybody from the public? Hold on.
Available?
Yes, please state your name and your address. Yes, good. This shows it more close up. This shows it in relation to Leiden Road. That helps you.
So 207 Leiden Road and 197 Leiden Road are way here.
Right here. Is where you guys would be.
I don't know if I can give you any more help with the map stuff that I have. I can show you what it looks like. You haven't seen that? This is what it's supposed to look like.
What? Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So what are we permitting this building as exactly?
As an accessory use.
Accessory structures can. Accessory structures could have.
one day.
Okay.
You're looking at the accessory structure's location. This is the use of the accessory, let's say you did the accessory structure for
The log cabin.
cars at his house.
Yeah.
Then we'd have to get
Yeah.
a strip, right?
The White House.
But he's asking for accessory use, expanding his current use, which is non-conforming.
The Red Barn is right.
Yeah.
So the only way-
So we're.
If it helps you,
Right here.
the decision from
Where is it?
2013,
Right there.
it was approved in order to allow the expansion of a legal non-conforming use. That's the verbiage that was used in that decision.
So in other words,
I think so.
like I said, he had a business with 10 buildings. Now he wanted 11 and 12. He built 11. He's back asking for 12 in a different location. So we have to decide whether we're okay with expanding that use a second again, or in sort of in a similar manner at a different location. But is an independent application, as long as it is it's not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing non-conforming use. So will this 12th structure have that impact on the neighborhood?
Right.
So if we think it does, then we would have to talk about it. And if we think it doesn't, then we could say that it's okay. But he couldn't do this as a matter of right.
Right.
And he won't, and if Snows wants to expand again and again, that they're locked into this non-conforming.
Is there an existing gravel driveway to get to where you're going to put it?
Yes.
Good question. Any other questions from the board? And sir, you're okay?
Yeah, I think
You have anything to say for the record about you're in a butter? Do you have anything to say or you just want to see it? And
I just wanted to see where the place was, and it appears as though it's going to be actually considerably farther away. than I
Right.
Anticipate.
and where the other one was allowed. So the other one will not be built.
It's on the other side of the
Right.
cabin.
Anybody else here for this?
The chairman, correspondence.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's some goodies, there's some goodies in this.
Let's see here.
I think the fire department has some concerns, but they'll be subject, if we approve it, it'll be subject to their consent.
I do have this one.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so, from the engineering superintendent, they had no comment or issues with it. From Eric Forbes, the zoning board of appeals, December 8th, 2025. In regards to 221 Leiden Road, the suburban residential district. The above referenced parcel is located within the suburban residential RB zoning district. Properties are to the north, south, east, and west are also zoned RB. The board issued a special permit on March 14th, 2020, it's 2013, or was it 2023?
2013.
2013.
To to allow the expansion of a legal non-conforming use. Yo and Sons Tree and Landscaping Business at 221 Leiden Road by allowing the construction of two 60-foot by 80-foot storage buildings. This special permit was acted on by the construction of one of these storage buildings. The second storage building was never constructed. The current special permit request is to allow the construction of a second storage building at a new location. About what I'm considering. All right, so from Alex Cooley, Captain Fire Department, City of Greenfield, dated December 8th, 2025. Hi, the fire department has the following comments regarding the special permit application for 221 Leiden Road. 1, storage contents and fire code requirements 527 CMR 1-00. Requirements under 527 CMR 1-00 vary significantly based on the materials being stored. The fire department requires that the applicant to provide a detailed list of the contents that will be stored within the structure. Depending on the contents, the applicant should anticipate additional fire code requirements for permits, fire protection systems, and other mandates. We draw your attention to the basic requirements for storage under 527 CMR 1.00, including but not limited to 10.16.1.1 amendment requires a permit from the head of the fire department for the storage of more than 2,500 cubic feet gross volume of combustible packing materials, tires, baled cotton, rubber, cork, or similarly combustible material. 10.16.2 amendment, combustible or flammable material storage must be confined to approved storage areas. 10.16.3 amendment, inside storage must be orderly, not within 2 feet of the ceiling, and must not obstruct egress. 20.15 storage occupancies. Compliance with section 20.15 and codes referenced in chapter 2 is required, including provisions for permits 20.15.2, door opening inspection 20.15.3.1, and testing of integrated fire protection systems 20.15.3.2. 20.15.4 amendment. Storage, arrangement, protection, and quantities of hazardous commodities must be in accordance with the applicable provisions of NFPA 13, 30, 30B, 400, and 1124. Number 2, fire department access 18.2. The applicant must also comply with the standards for fire department access. Specific requirements include 18.2.2, access to structures or areas. Access roads must be approved by the AHJ, capable of supporting fire apparatus loads and provided with an all-weather driving surface. 18.2.3.1.1, approved fire apparatus access roads are required for every new or relocated facility/building. 18.2.3.2, access to building and facilities. Access roads must extend within 50 feet of at least one exterior door for entry. Where a new building is located behind an existing one, the access road must extend within 25 feet. 18.2.3.2.2 diagram. Any portion of the facility or the first story exterior wall must be within 150 feet of a fire apparatus access road. 18.2.3.5.1 dimensions. Unobstructed width must not be less than 20 feet. 18.2.3.5.1.1 amendment. And vertical clearance must not be less than 13 feet 6 inches. 18.2.3.5.1.2. 18.2.3.5.3.1 amendment. God, I'm glad I'm not part of the fire department. The minimum inside current radius is 25 feet,
off.
but the AHJ may increase this to accommodate local apparatus. 18.2.5.5, 18.2.3.5.4 dead ends. Dead end roads over 150 feet long require approved provisions for turnaround. 18.2.3.5.6 gradient. Gradient shall not exceed 10%. 18.2.3.5.6.1 amendment. And the angle of approach/departure shall not exceed 1 foot drop in 20 feet. 18.2.3.5.2.2 with an asterisk. Not sure why, but it's on there. Okay. Last page. Mark Snow memo dated December 9th, 2025. The memorandum provides comments and potential conditions for the board's consideration regarding the special permit application to allow the construction of a 60-foot by 80-foot dry storage space with a clear cover road. Comments and potential conditions. The board should inquire about the types and amounts of materials and products that will be stored in the structure. The board may wish to establish whether the international shipping containers the clear span structure attached to are included in the structure's 39 feet 5 inch by 23 feet 4 inch by 79 feet 11 inch dimensions, or if the shipping containers add additional square footage to the structure. The applicant should be made aware that permits are required in accordance with 780 CMR Massachusetts State Building Code and Greenfield zoning ordinance for any alteration / change of use, construction, or erection of structures from the inspections department. The applicant should be made aware that stamped and signed engineered plans for the structure are required in accordance with 780 CMR Massachusetts State Building Code as part of the building permit process. If a special permit is granted, any conditions imposed by the board should be clear and enforceable. Mark, stop. Yes, I hope,
Need some water?
yes, but.
Okay. So Ed, what types and amounts of materials and products are you going to put in there? Do you know?
It's mostly equipment.
But for the business?
Yes.
So we're going to make it, it's going to have to be for the business.
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, I'll obviously go see the fire department. I had a good conversation with Mark about what we were gonna put in, how we were gonna use it. It's dry storage, no heat, no water. It's pavement underneath it.
You got power in the building, right?
No power.
No power.
No power. So pretty straightforward. It's under 5,000 square feet, so it doesn't require any fire sprinkler systems, no matter what's in it. I don't know what that was. I have no idea what all that was from the fire department, but I'd gladly go talk to them and get a better feel. Obviously, they see this, what we were proposing, so I don't know where he would be. Farmers have these all the time, everywhere. So it's kind of an unusual request to go too crazy with the fire thing, but our trusses are designed for heavy snow load, which we shouldn't have a problem with that type of building. And as far as fire goes, I can't imagine. As far as access goes, they have easy access to it. As far as, I don't know.
So if we were to limit the use of dry storage related to the business, that'd be okay?
Totally.
Okay. I guess the question is, so I noticed that each of the structures in the 2013 request were 4,800 square feet. This is 3,160 square feet, except for these. Do you intend to have these two things as part of it?
They're on the outside of it. I mean, they're actually brand new 40-foot containers. So they're not what you see as shipping containers all beat up, and they're the side door containers, which I think is a picture of it in the second.
But is that part of the structure?
The square footage on the inside is actually the 4,800 square feet. So the 60 by 80 is the
Includes,
Yeah.
so, okay.
All right, 60 by 80 includes these little shipping containers.
So was that the case in the first instance as well, or?
Well, those are wooden structures in the first.
First
building.
building, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
one of the things in the document from the fire department that and Mark Snow saying needs to be enforceable. I mean, we can say dry storage, but we need to say whether it's combustible dry storage or non-combustible or whatever all that means.
I figured there was probably a
So-
deeper
You
definition.
I don't think we should just say dry storage.
Okay. Did you want to ask some questions of Ed to see
Well,
what?
I think it's up to him to define what that is, to submit to the fire department.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But do you think we should, if we were to say dry storage, would that limit it enough for you in terms of what Mark Snow's asking us to do, or would that be kind of superfluous? It wouldn't really.
Well, I mean, I think we just need to say it as Mark wants, what is it that the fire department needs to know? And if it's purely non-combustible material, it's just all to say that.
Right.
But if there is materials that are combustible, you should list that there is 5 gallons or whatever it is. So when that gets submitted for a permit, it's clear to the fire department and Mark Snow, so he can enforce that criteria.
Can I just say something?
Well, I mean, we could either say you can't put you can't put combustible stuff in there, but then becomes a condition. Or we could say, we'll approve the structure and you have your own conversation with the other city officials to decide whether
What
you
you're-
want to put it in there because maybe combustible is what he needs, like a vehicle. I don't know if that's combustible.
Because I think the fire department is trying to make a point that if we go to that scene and there's combustible material in it, and it's got a high flash point or whatever, firefighter isn't going in there, not knowing what the material is that may be ignited by fire.
Well, so that'll get figured out with the building permit because it's a storage building. There's all different kinds of storage buildings, depending on what's stored inside that building. So it'll be an S1 or an S2, a high hazard storage or a low hazard storage. That'll all be part of the building permit process, I think. And so the building permit process will define what actually is stored in this building. And I think what we have to do is just to say that the building has to conform to the state building code as determined by Mark Snow.
Right, but we are in a residential neighborhood, so and we're giving permission to expand a use. So the question is, and we could do this when we deliberate. The question I would have is, do we want to limit what's in there? So dry storage doesn't mean necessary. Is going to be anything in there that's combustible?
Of course, all my equipment has gas engines in them,
Okay. So that can't happen.
but they know, my entire property is that way.
Is that way.
And they know that. We have underground fuel tanks. They visit us
Okay,
and we have
all right,
we
I get
have a
it.
relationship with the fire
I
department.
get it.
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
not only that, it's just where do we stop and they pick
Sure,
up, you know what I mean?
totally.
We have jurisdiction to make
Yep.
narrower, make conditions. Okay, any other, good point. Any other? Okay, so we'll make our decision tonight. Do you have anything else you want to say? Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Do we need the what break or should we go right to it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So so for the application on Silver Street, so my general thought is it should be continued. We should vote to continue it. We shouldn't dismiss it because I think there's some merit to what they're doing. And I generally feel like these kinds of cases, we generally do give permission for, but I don't like the other side. I don't like the fact that we don't know what's going on the other lot. In the beginning, I thought that it was a benign situation, but the fact that the square footage isn't right, that there's where's the upbuild? It's no offense to the project. I think your idea is a good idea. I mean, I don't want to mean anything against that, but I think that while you're being forced to go through steps because you have to divide it and you have to know the side yard in order to divide it, and then you have to go to the planning board and come back to us. I think by the time you come back to us, there may be conditions out there that we can't limit. And it sounds like the abutter needs we need to do something for the abutter to protect him from the second lot. I don't know exactly what, but, and I don't know what, if we actually will, but I think there's enough out there that I would like to know about the wetlands back there. I'd like to know about, I'd like the plan to be accurate. So we look at an accurate plan.
Accurate square footage is.
Right. But so I mean, there might be other reasons that people want to bring up about why, but I think we should continue it. So that's my sense of it. Go ahead.
I'd like clarification on the fire separation distance and what's required, whether it's 8 feet or 10 feet, and whether the existing building is going to be a conforming structure with that reduced setback.
Okay, that's very important. There's a lot of questions, right? There's that question. There's
Water question.
yes.
And I found it concerning that the applicant representative didn't know about the water situation there at all. That is very concerning, especially for the butters.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to continue it with, and if you want us to take it up, so what are the things we want the applicant to do over for the next meeting? We want, let's make a list.
An accurate map.
Yeah.
Accurate map, we know that.
Yeah.
Now, the fire department has already told us what they need. So the question is, are we going to ask the applicant to go deeper into their project to show us what they're going to do there? Or is that really on them to overcome the fire department's concerns?
Well, the fire department specifically stated that fire separation distance sort of as an issue to address. And so I think demonstrating that the existing building with the current configuration of windows, all construction is going to meet the requirements of an 8-foot fire separation to the property line.
Well, we're only dealing with lot one on this.
We're only dealing with lot one.
And so really, it doesn't pertain to us until we get to that.
Right.
Well, I think we can at least take the position that we can anticipate that lot one being shrunk to 8 feet is so that in the best case scenario, they'll shrink lot two to 8 feet. So that at the end of the day, the minimum, the narrowest it will be under the zoning ordinance will be 16 feet. So the question is, if there's 16 feet there on its face, is that okay, right?
Well, it's to the property line. It's the distance from the building to the property line, not the distance between buildings on two separate pieces of property.
Right, but the closest they could get based on their next request we'll allow them to get within 8 feet. So so I would like to know, I guess the answer, I'm sharing the same, I'm not seeing it exactly, but I'd like to know from the fire department, if it ends up that there's a building on the lot 8 feet on the other lot, and there's a building there now 8 feet that exists, is that 16 feet okay?
Mhm.
And if it isn't okay, then we have to start to think about conditioning if we're going to allow this, we have to place conditions on what happens on the second lot, right?
Right.
Well, I'm going to go back to the comment Chuck made about, there's a whole approval process by the building department, the fire department. And I heard that whole list of things that need to get done. And then the person who has the right to enforce it is either the building inspector or the fire department. But there's also a statement in there, make it enforceable. Well, in fact, they're the ones who make it enforceable. So, I think we need to have them come back, whoever, with a plan that is enforceable by the building officials. So
You would like to see something on lot two at this point?
well, not only lot two, but, we commented to Snows about being, enforceable. Well, Mr. Snow indicated that he works with the town. All these issues that were brought up, they've already dealt with. So if we issue it with the fact that it has to be built or implemented in an enforceable way by the various bodies of jurisdiction.
Okay.
Because I think it'd be dangerous for us to say something that Mark Snow or the fire department may be in disagreement with.
Well, if I understand you, then it would seem to me that it wouldn't be in anybody's best interest to allow this to happen without us knowing what's going to be
Yeah.
on lot two.
Yeah.
And where it's going to be located.
And that has to come with.
So that the wetlands issue, the wetness issue can be dealt with, the fire issue can be dealt with.
But lot two will come to us as a separate project that we can evaluate on its own merits, independent of this.
Right, but if they come back, if they decide not to request the 20% reduction on lot two, then we have no jurisdiction over lot two. We have jurisdiction over lot two now because we can condition what happens to lot two on our allowing the 20% reduction. If we give an open special permit on lot one that they get the 8 feet, then they're free to do anything they want on lot two. And, and it could be that the building is really close. Even 10 feet is too close. And it's going to disrupt the water situation. So my question is, do we need to draw dots on lot two and say, this is your building envelope? In order for you to get this now, they could also say, the heck with you and divide lot two with 10 feet and 30, whatever, and we have no jurisdiction. But then that other lot's really tiny and maybe then it becomes almost impossible to build. So it's kind of a compromise. But I'm feeling like, I guess the question to everybody, should we now begin to think about a condition of this some sort of participation in what happens on lot two? That's my question. And that could be answered next meeting. That's one of the reasons I wanted to
my inclination would be that we look at the merits of lot one as lot one with, and go on the assumption that lot two, whatever they put there, does not require any special permits. I would, and then they'll now, if they, and going about it that way, they need to understand that there's a risk that they might not get a special permit for lot two. I mean, because they want to break, because I understand totally what they're doing, it makes logical sense, but the risk of doing it this way is that they may not get what they want at that point. But I don't feel it's our place to guide them through their entire process to help them decide what's going to happen on lot two.
But the special permit standard is, how does it impact the neighborhood?
Yep.
So instead of this being a clear in front of us how this special permit will affect the neighborhood, the effect on the neighborhood is something that could happen in the future based on their decision, which is then out of our control because we had a moment in time when we could say, these are conditions that we want to see implemented in order to grant this special relief. Or we could say, your relief is for 8 feet, fine, you do what you need to do here. If you need relief from us again, go for it. I think I would like to continue it so that, how have I put it this way? I'd like to continue it so that we all think about how we're going to answer that question.
I totally agree we need to continue because I think this information we don't have. I'm just saying for exactly what you were just talking about, that when we look at the impact of the neighborhood, we look at the impact of the neighborhood as if there is no special permit going to happen on lot two. Because that's all we can work with. That's where I
would concur with Debbie and 100%.
Okay, I think we're saying this.
yes.
Okay.
I think but I would like information about, okay, if it is an 8-foot setback from the property line, what about the separation? Is that area is it a wetland? Not necessarily classified as wetlands, but it's a known problem. How's that going to, we want to make sure we don't impact the neighbors detrimentally by what we're doing here on lot one.
Okay. So I hear a motion to continue.
I'll make a motion to continue.
Second. Any discussion? All right, to continue to next meeting. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show it was unanimous. See, one of our options, right? Yes, sir.
Can I make any comments?
Well,
It's in regard to the concerns that were just brought up, that we did not discuss earlier, that I feel I should at least address.
okay, well, I want you to address them. But addressing them now isn't going to be helpful because we just continued it. So we're really awkward. I think for your benefit, we talk in a lot of detail. And the information that we talked about is for you to take back. If you're a partner, then you get it as a partner and take it back to the applicant and understand what you have to talk about at the next meeting.
Okay.
It's the next meeting that you need to do all your talking. Doing it now has it doesn't help anything because we're not deliberating anymore.
Okay.
I don't mean to be rude about it, but
No,
it's not gonna, it's just.
I understand. I'm a little frustrated because I feel that, we were not here to discuss what was happening with number 2. We were here to discuss number 1, and we're talking about 2 feet on the side of the yard, and now we're delaying the process for my friend for another couple of months.
No, it's 30 days. And
Yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
you're asking for a special permit. Once you enter the world of special permit, then we have jurisdiction over all the questions that we ask. So I'm sorry you feel frustrated.
Well, can I ask one more question? Do I need?
One more question.
Okay. Will I be able to ask you before the next meeting? Do you need me to have a wetland statement for the water issues that are on the property? What, can you give me a list of specifically what you're requiring me to do for the next meeting? And in all fairness to my friend, he has no immediate intention of doing it with lot 2. This is really about just separating the 2 lots. So I would just like to know exactly what you would like from me so I can be prepared for that.
No, we do not need you to spend money to get a wetlands determination. But now that the issue's been raised, it puts us in a position of understanding that there are conditions out there that are deeper than just dividing the lot. So that makes us need to think about. So that's, I'll leave you with that. And again, you come next meeting, do your best, and we're open to listening, but you're hearing what our concerns are.
Accurate map.
Well, accurate map was going to happen anyway. All right. Okay, thank you. Next. Can I hear a motion to approve the application of Ed Snow, subject to conditions?
I'll make a motion to approve the application from Mr. Snow.
All right, can you read it into the record from the, please, from the,
I make a motion to approve the application of Edward Snow Jr. for property located at 221 Road, Assessors Map R23, Lot 38, 33B, 38B, and 38C, which is located in the rural residential RC zoning district for a special permit to pursuant to sections 200-6.1C, 200-8.3, and 200-8.4 of the zoning ordinance in order to allow the construction of a 60-foot by 80-foot dry storage space with clear span cover at this location.
subject to the following.
Following conditions.
I hear a second?
Second,
Okay, so what conditions do we want to impose? If any?
per the building inspector's memo and per the fire inspector's memo.
Was there anything, was it Eric? The comments from Eric understood.
Eric was just clarifying what it was that they were asking about and just letting us know that they'd come before the board. Like there's no
Okay, let's
recommendations of that one.
let's look at, the building inspector is asking us to go deeper. If we just use the building inspector's memo, we're not helping the building inspector.
So number one, that you want to talk about the types and amounts of materials and products that will be stored in the
So
structure.
number one, it has to be related to the business Snow and Sons landscaping. And then the question I can't answer, so I need help, is should we do as he asks and describe the types of materials that'll be in there? Or do we leave it that it's a storage, we're accepting the storage unit and it's up to Ed and his group to go through the regulations?
Going back to what?
Yeah.
Last, Mr. Snow, do you have an inventory with the fire department now of what's listed in your buildings?
Well, if they're gonna require that, so.
You don't have that. So we need to require that.
What would you want them to do?
Well, item one was to prepare a list of materials that will be stored in the facility.
And provide it to the fire department.
Yeah, to provide it to the fire department.
And that answer, you feel like that's sufficient to answer number one?
That would be sufficient to answer.
Okay. On number two,
Oh, yeah, both.
well,
Provide a list of equipment and materials being stored to the fire department. Okay. Thank you.
and now what Ed was saying was that if you add in these the shipping containers, then the dimensions are bigger than the dimensions that are shown here for the structure, but they're no bigger than the other special permits. So do we want to say something about the size? Because the size he's asking for is the size 39 width by 79 length. But it seems like you're asking for these two to be considered also as part of the structure, the containers.
The containers are the anchor of the wheel span, so.
Okay, so they're going to have to be there as part of the
Well,
structure.
they are asking for 60 by
Like I was
80
just gonna say,
and the dimensions listed here are only 40 by 80.
I'm
So I
sorry,
think the
I'm sorry, they are
extra-
asking.
The extra amount is in the width
There
of
you
the
go. So
containers.
that works, it works.
So yeah, so we can answer yes, that it is, the
Yes.
overall structure is 60 by 80.
So no condition.
No condition. Generally speaking, we incorporate by reference the application, and it has to, we're allowing the special permit based on the representations made in the application. I don't think there's anything else. I think no.
There's a lot about fire access, fire truck access.
Yeah, I think we're just on Mark's one though, right now.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we've left Mark's.
The rest of those are just information, really.
Informational, yes, I would agree.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Well, I'll wait till
Oh,
5.
no, we're done now. I'm sorry.
No, we're going, we had that building.
The fire department had a number of issues, right? About length of road, structure of the road.
So we'll incorporate the fire department's memo to the board?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, because this whole memo just says what the codes are. And I think I feel he meant this to be informational to the applicant so that he was aware, of making sure he meets all these conditions.
But
So
we
I think we
can
can just refer to the memo.
refer to the memo, at least that means that the applicant was noticed of these things.
I'll do it, I'll ask to meet them on site.
Of course,
So
yeah.
exactly where it's going and what we're doing and I see what I see. Marco, that issue.
Yeah.
Between the fire department and the park, we figure that out.
I'm sure you can. Yeah. All right. Anything else, Chuck, or anybody?
No.
Okay, hearing that there's no further discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show it's unanimous. Okay. Thank you. Okay, we're done with the zoning meeting.
Did we decided? Do that after.
Yeah. That's a couple of. Of course, you're welcome. Yeah. Thank you.
We have minutes, can accept.
There are minutes.
Okay, before we do that, let's introduce Ella to the four remaining people online.
Yeah, why don't you come up?
Sum up things
Yeah,
sent to you or just sent to you.
It's a
Send it to me.
sanitary.
You're not going to be here.
Send it to me, my email still is.
Thank you very much.
Happy holidays.
So I'd like
Thank
to,
you. Have a
So
good
the
night.
meeting next, is it every?
It's the second Thursday of each month at 6:30.
Here.
And if you look on the Greenfield calendar for the second Thursday, you'll see ZBA and you click on it, you should be able to see that this will be on the agenda
Okay.
and what time it'll be on the agenda.
So we'll bring more stuff, or anything I can bring, I should bring it.
Whatever.
You can zoom in or come in person.
I will let you.
You're also welcome to mail anything you have, email anything you have in advance.
Discuss.
Yeah.
And you're also welcome to speak with.
Did I do too much saying, my concern was no.
No, not at all. No.
You did very well. Whole thing.
No, you did excellent presentation.
Thank you.
all right, have a good night. So I'd like to introduce to the board and to the members of the public, Ella Wise, who is the new planning director for the city of Greenfield. As the board knows, my last day is a week from tomorrow. And so this is my last zoning board of appeals meeting. So I just want to say for myself, it's been a pleasure working with this board over the years. I'm going to miss you all, and I'll let Ella introduce herself and give a little background of her history.
Great.
Great. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm honored to work here and with all of you. Look forward to it. And just want to say thank you so much to Eric, the current director, for his many years of service. And so obvious that he's been steering the ship with great integrity and discipline. And I've had overlap now of about 2.5 weeks. And he's been so generous with his time coaching me through this transition. So thank you, Eric. Yeah, really excited to be here. I currently live in Boston with my 2 kids and my husband, and we've been looking to move to Western Mass. And I've been looking, I work for the city of Boston as I work on development review, and or I did up until 3 weeks ago. And have been wanting to move and work on in a smaller jurisdiction, a smaller city. I'm from a small town. And that's where I've wanted. I have more than 10 years of experience, but I've wanted to focus on a smaller city, and Greenfield has so much going for it. Thanks a lot in part to the work of the city staff and very engaged citizenry like all of you. So I'm happy to contribute to that.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome.
We're gonna miss you, kid.
There's one other thing.
Actually,
To recognize
Actually, 2 other things.
the service of Jim Wynn. So I want to present to Jim, certificate of recognition for years of service on the ZBA signed by the mayor.
Well, thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
You're gonna be missed, Jim.
Anybody want to say, I would like to say, Jim, it's been a pleasure. We've been on other boards. It's always a pleasure to serve on a board. with
We
you.
don't agree all the time, but we get
When
along.
we don't agree, that's our favorite thing. You know, you're a solid guy and you're level-headed, you're reasonable. You brought a lot of good stuff to this board.
I'm gonna miss going out, meeting the people, looking at what they're doing. That was always the best part.
Yeah, you've got good common sense.
Usually I used to meet you all the time. I was
Yeah.
leaving, you'd be driving in.
And Jim was the one who enticed me to the office.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
He's still speaking to me too.
There you
Yeah.
go.
10 years later, you're still speaking to him.
He's the one to blame now.
All right, so, but before everybody goes, we have something for Eric. You're not gonna get away with, going without being honored by the board that you've worked so hard with. The pain in the ass chairman.
This is awesome. You want me to open this now?
Well, I just want to say, yeah, just, you know,
Let him speak first.
let me speak.
You don't want to put it underneath the tree. Open it now.
This is to honor you and all the work you've done for us. And like I said, here, it seems like a broken record. You and I didn't always disagree either. Don't worry. And, but yet, you know, I have a tremendous amount of respect for you and we always got the job done. And I learned a lot from you and I want to thank you for all the time you gave to this city. And you've done a lot of good things there. I hope you leave feeling good about yourself and what you've done for Greenfield. That's the most important thing.
And I do. I feel honored to have worked for the city and that's all meant. Great many things accomplished. Great city. No, I totally agree with you.
And thank you for making a smooth transition. That's very menschy. And so yes, now you can. First, how about the card?
And you miss your brother, right?
Yes. Oh, I like the card already.
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah, it's the
Board
old
seat
seat
tower.
tower. Icon of Greenfield. Dear Eric, thank you for your many years of guidance and your hard work for the city of Greenfield. The ZBA is very grateful to you for your years of service. We wish you the very best in your retirement as you navigate the obstacles of what do I do with my free time? Thank you very much. I'm going to open this up.
The most fun you'll ever have. I gotta tell you.
It's take comes back.
Let me see. Get all the tape. Don't lose the part.
I'm never shy with tape.
Oh, man.
All the places you gotta visit.
This is awesome. I can't even, all the national parks.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna go on the internet and actually go search for something like this because I have already like done 20 of them and I need to mark them off. You guys read my brain.
In that little, are little green trees
Not that good.
that you can go ahead and you can put in the ones you've already visited.
Oh, man, it's sweet.
And then you can either hang it on the wall or that's a stand there for you to put it.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Now I got more to visit now. Now that I see them.
Now you know where you're going.
It's a nice analog solution, right? You know, no websites involved, just
Easy, yeah.
no electronic little pegboard, right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric.
You gotta come to Holy Name. That's it. Look at your family. Things like.
All that we still have to do,
Meeting.
We have a minute.
approval of the minutes.
Approve the October minutes,
Say the date specifically, please.
October 9th, 2025 minutes.
Thank you. I hear a second.
I will second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show is unanimous.
I'll make a motion to approve the November 13, 2025 minutes of ZBA meeting.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
No.
Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show it was unanimous. Next meeting is January 8th is January 8th. And I hear
Make a motion, we can be adjourned.
You make the motion. You can even second it if you want.
Second it.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Christmas.
Yeah.